Hi, I'm Lori Denny, and I'm a yoga instructor and a yoga therapist. And today we're going to have just a core exercise class, a core asana class. We need to keep this part of our body super, super strong because it's supporting your lower back. And so many people have lower back problems because they don't have a strong core. So the musculature that we're going to focus on today, the main one is from your navel down to your pubis. It's called the transverse abdominis, and it wraps around all the way around through your lower back, and it acts like a corset. So when we don't have a nice, strong transverse abdominis, the low back usually pays the price. So let's work on that. So first of all, let's lay down on our mats. You can have a very, very small something under your head if you choose to. You don't want too much because you don't want to project your head forward. We just want to lay down and have our forehead level with our chin when we're laying flat. So let's lay down. Oh, by the way, the props that we'll be using are a block and a strap and a blanket if you choose to. So come down and lay down. Let's keep our knees bent and roll it down. Bring your head down. Notice if your chin is way up high, your forehead is down sloped. You need to put something a little more under the head until you have this level chin, level forehead. Now conversely, if the chin is down and you've got an upslope, you want to put something under the neck curve so that you bring your chin level. All the texting that we do, all the computer work, when we look down, it flattens the neck. We want to maintain that little inward curve of your neck. So if you've done a lot of texting and when you lay flat and your chin is way down here and your forehead is higher, you need to start to reestablish that neck curve, the cervical spine curve, which is a little bit of an inward curve. So we'll roll up a hand towel and just place it under there until you find this levelness and a nice soft neck. So let's keep our knees bent with our feet on the floor, your arms, whatever's comfortable for you as long as your palms are face up. I actually like to widen my feet and let my knees knock if that feels okay to you. That's a nice way to start. So close your eyes. We're going to breathe in and out through our nose. So take a couple of inhales and exhales, nice, long, slow breathing, and just notice how you feel. Breathing in through the nose, and then out through the nose. And a few more, just noticing, letting the body settle down to gravity, but just getting our breath, starting to be aware of the breath awareness right now. Now, since we're going to be working on the core of our body today, I want you to start to breathe into this area of your body. So imagine that you have an inner tube all the way around your torso, lower back, all the way around. And there's about an inch gap between your body and that inner tube. And I want you to inhale and imagine your breath brings your body up, back, sideways. So it's filling in that gap. So it's inhaling and taking this big breath, 360 degrees around your whole torso, and then exhaling, bringing it back in. So let's just do that a couple times. Inhale all the way around, fill in that inner tube gap, and then soften as you exhale. Do that a couple more times. Just try to inflate until you feel that inner tube. There's no separation between your body and the inner tube. And one more. Now take your hands and place them in your navel. So I've got my thumbs in my navel, and I'm just going to reach my pinky fingers outward, just straight outward. Now that's where your frontal hip bones are, your ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine, the frontal hip bones. So bring your hands to them and imagine that there's magnets at your navel and they're drawing the ASIS towards your navel. So we're going to practice that on the exhale. So keep your hands on your frontal hip bones. Take an inhale all the way around the torso. And then as you exhale, imagine your frontal hips bones drawing towards your navel. So you're going to feel a contraction. That's your transverse abdominis. We call it TAs. And then inhale, let everything expand. And then the exhale, draw the ASIS towards one another. So we're starting to warm up the core. Keep a few more breaths. Inhale, expansion. And then exhale. The frontal hip bones move towards the navel. And 3 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. 2 more times. Good. And then open your knees up. Walk your feet so they're about hip width together. And now we're going to do some pelvic tilts just to warm up our lower back a little bit. So bring your hands right to those frontal hip bones. And as you inhale, you're going to rock your pelvis forward. You're going to feel the arch in your back increase. And then as you exhale, I want you to pull your navel in as if you could pull your navel to your mat and press your lower back flat. That tips the pelvis backwards. So once again, inhale, let the pelvis rock forward. And then as you exhale, use your tummy muscles to gently push your back flat. That rocks the pelvis back. So we're tipping our pelvis. Inhale forward and exhale back. We'll do a few more. Use your tummy muscles. Inhale, let it rock forward. But the exhale, navel draws in and you're pressing the lower back flat. And 2 more times. Warming up your core. And last one. Good. Now, we're going to straighten out our leg. We're going to start with our left. We're going to keep the right foot on the floor with a knee bend. Now, remember what we just did. Actually, rebend this leg. Let's try this again. So we did this big forward tilt called an anterior tilt of the pelvis, and then a really strong posterior tilt, a backward tilt of the pelvis. Now I want you to find the middle ground, right where you're right in the middle, so that your back isn't too arched nor is it flat. We call this neutral spine. Once you find that neutral position, draw your ASIS towards one another to lock it in. So that keeps that little arch in your lower back. Now keeping all that, straighten your left leg. Flex the toes so that the toes are pointing up. Keep your core engaged. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, just slide that left heel on the floor until you bring your foot back up so the knees bend. Don't let your pelvis move. Inhale, straighten the leg. And exhale, bring it in. So we're training our spine to be a neutral pelvis. Inhale again, left leg straight. And then exhale, feel everything draw towards your navel. And inhale again. And exhale, bring it in. Let's do the other side. Keep your neutral pelvis. Inhale the right leg straight. And then exhale, the heel slides until the knee is bent. Again, inhale. So she should have just a little arch in your back. Maybe a half a hand can fit under that back. Let's do 2 more after this one. The exhale, sliding the heel till the knee is bent. And inhale, straighten the leg with a nice still pelvis with a core engaged. And last time. Good. Now bring your knees into your chest. Remember, I'm not a fan of interlacing on the shins. It compresses knees. So we just hold under the thighs with a nice open palm and just gently bring your thighs to your chest and rock a few times. This releases your lower back. Should feel good. You can rock side to side, circle the knees. But what we did there was we trained our legs to move, keeping a nice, steady, still pelvis. Okay, let's move on. So now we're gonna find our neutral pelvis, lock it in with your ASIS. So Draw your transverse abdominis towards your navel. Straighten your left leg. Flex your foot so the toes are up. Keep this neutral pelvis. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, just lift the left leg up a few inches and lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep your neutral pelvis. Keep your ASIS drawing towards one another. And a few more. Nice, gentle core work. We're also starting to warm up our psoas muscle, which is a hip flexor. Now one more time. Lift and lower. Then slide this heel up. We'll do the other side. Keep your neutral pelvis. So you don't want to be able to slide a whole hand under that back, about half a hand. So neutral pelvis. Straighten the right leg, flex the foot. Toes are pointing up. As you inhale, breathe in. As you exhale, lift the left leg up a few inches and inhale, lower. Don't let the pelvis move. And exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. ASIS continually drawing towards one another to protect that lower back. A lot of people have lower back problems because of a really weak transverse abdominis. And let's do two more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. Then slide that foot up. Now this one, I'm going to turn this way so you can see the angle better. This is still working your transverse abdominis. These are called half butterflies. So rock your pelvis back and forth. Find the neutral pelvis where you've got just that little bit of an arch. You've got your pelvis in neutral. Now draw your ASIS towards one another. We're going to keep them there. Bring your arms to the side. Fingers are pointing up, palms facing inwards. Now, as you inhale, keeping your pelvis in neutral, you're going to let your left knee fall out as you let your left arm fall out. And then the exhale, you're going to contract between those ASIS and bring your knee back up as the hand comes up. So inhale the other side. Don't let the pelvis move. You're just letting the leg come out. And then exhale, bring it in. Inhale left. And exhale, bring it in. Neutral pelvis now. Inhale, the right knee opens. And exhale in. You can leave the arms out of it. So inhale left. As you exhale, think about this. Left hip point is drawing towards the navel. And as you inhale, the right knee opens. As you exhale, the right frontal hip point draws towards the navel. And we'll do a few more times. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Remember, ASIS draw towards one another. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Couple more. Good. Draw your thighs towards your torso, hold underneath and rock side to side, circle, pump them in and out, whatever feels good to your back. Good job, guys. So that was our deepest core layer, our transverse abdominis. So now I'm going to roll to one side, use that top arm to press myself up. And now we're going to move on to a little bit of a balance pose, maybe you could call it. This is Navasana, boat pose, but I'm going to show you some different variations of it, and you can pick the one that best suits your body right now today. Okie dokie. We're going to sit on our mat, and notice I'm not rounding my back, so my knees are bent. I'm going to hold under my thighs, just below my knees. Now I'm going to draw my navel in and up, and I'm going to lift my chest. So when I say lift my chest, come out of the pose and sit down. Bring your hands right to your heart. We call this Namaste Mudra. So the backs of the thumbs are right in between your chest, right on your breastbone, your sternum. So what I want you to do is gently think about your middle back is pressing into those thumbs. So it lifts the heart. Got it? So when we do that lifting of the heart, you want to make sure that your core is engaged. So navel in and up. Zipper it up and gently draw your ASIS towards one another. That prevents the lower back from arching too much. Okay, saying all that, come back to this posture. Hold under the knees or under the thighs. Lift your chest. Navel in and up. ASIS together. Elbows are bent. And now just straighten the elbows and tip back. Look straight ahead. Feel the core engage here. Notice how I've got a nice little lumbar curve here. So my back is not rounding. My chest is reaching. My heart is reaching forward. But my ASIS draw together and my zipper is up. Straighten the arms. Bring your hands up below your knees and then straighten the arms. Good. Breathe. Each exhale, ASIS draw towards one another and the zipper engages. And then come out of it. Cross your legs and then just bring your hands forward a little bit. So try not to round. Pull back on the hands so that you lift your chest and then pull your navel in and just let this little back get a little bit of a stretch without rounding. Now, if that was what felt good to you, just holding below your knees with straight arms and lift and leaning back, keeping core engaged, that's your boat pose today. Next variation. So feet are on the floor, they're pointing straight forward. You're lifting your core in and up, your ASIS are drawing together, your heart is lifted. Now you're just going to reach your hands forward and look forward. Press into the feet a little bit and breathe. You can even, if you want, take a block between your hands so that you have something just to press into. Shoulders are not up here, they're back and down. And breathe, couple breaths. And then, once again, you can leave your legs straight or you can bend them. Just come forward a little without rounding the back. Give your back a little rest. And then come up. Let's put our feet on the floor. You can also, if you have trouble with that, put something up between your feet so that the feet don't turn out. I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to come back. Now another variation. So you're either here or you're here. Now the next variation is to rock back, keeping the chest lifted and lifting your knees up. And breathe. Good. Breathe. Keep core engaged. And then come down. Now, if that was super hard, maybe a strap would help. Let's put a strap. I'm going to put it under my thighs. I'm going to draw my shoulders up and back by gently pulling on the strap. So see, you're giving your something to engage. Now lift back, and there you go. Breathe. It's a little helpful here. Inhale. Exhale, tummy in and up, ASIS towards one another. And then come down. Do that little forward bend if you need to, just to relax your back. You can also do a pelvic tilt forward and backwards just to relax your back. Now the last variation of boat, we're going to use a strap. I'm going to place it around the balls of our feet or the arches. We're going to hold onto this strap. We're going to lift our chest. We're going to come into this posture here. And then if we want to come into full boat, Your toes will be over your head, your tummy drawn in and up, your ASIS together, and you're drawing your shoulder blades together and down your back. And it's kind of a balance too. So stay here and breathe. Lift the heart. Really draw your ASIS towards one another and your navel in and up. And then bend the knees and come down. Good job. Let's come onto our backs. And let's draw our knees to our chest. Pump them in and out. Inhale, the knees fall away, the arms straight. The exhale, the knee comes towards your torso and the elbows bend. So just do that a few times. Boat is a super, super great posture for training the whole core. And I gave you, I think, 4 variations. So you pick the one that suits your body best and then work your way on up. Good job, guys. Now bring your feet to the floor. We're going to do probably 1 or 2 more. Arms out to a T. Now take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your tummy in and press your lower back completely flat. And then inhale, let the belly rise, let the back arch. And once again, press your back flat. Inhale, let the belly rise and tip forward. The exhale, tummy in, back flat. A couple more times. This is also nice if you wake up with a stiff back, just to do these pelvic tilts. Now this time that you bring your tummy in and your back flat, I want you to keep it there. So navel in and up, ASIS towards one another, and then just bring your legs up. Keep your back flat. And just stay here. If you want to stay here, that's fine. If you want to bring some movement into it. So notice my knees are over my hips and my ankles are straight out. So I look like a 90-degree angle. My back is going to stay flat. I'm going to inhale and let the left heel tap. So I'm hinging at the hip and then exhale, bringing it up. So it's not this, it's this. Let's go to the right. Inhale, the right hip hinges, the heel taps. The exhale, you're bringing it up. Keep going. Inhale, keep the back flat, and exhale, bringing it up. Back to our TAs, transverse abdominis. Now inhale, keep the back flat, let the right heel tap. As you exhale, shh. Inhale, the left heel taps as the hip hinges, and shh as you bring your knee up. 2 more on each side. Inhale, right heel taps, and shh. Inhale, left heel taps, and shh. Keep the back flat. Inhale, left, and shh. And right heel, and shh. Good job. Bring your feet down. Take a block. Place it between your thighs. Now we're going to lift up into a little bridge. So first, gently squeeze your block. That engages the lowest part of your core and your adductors, your inner thigh. Bring your elbows to your side, press down, and have your fingers straight up. Palms are facing in. So take a deep breath. And as you exhale, I want you to pull your tummy in and start to lift up. Lift your hips, squeeze the block, press into the arms, take an inhale, and then exhale, roll it down. Couple more. Inhale to prepare. The exhale, press your lower back flat. Start to lift your tailbone up and come all the way up into a bridge. Press into the backs of the arms, squeeze the block. 1 more breath, and then exhale, drawing everything down. And we'll do 1 more time. Inhaling, exhaling, pull your navel in, press your lower back flat, then lead with the tailbone. You lift up, squeeze your block, press into the backs of the arms, take 1 more breath, And the exhale, roll it down vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. And then come out of it. Take your block now. So a lot of core work we did, we need to open up our abdominals. So we're going to take this block and lift our hips up and just place it under our sacrum. So you're not in your lower back. You're not on your glutes. You're right on your sacrum, which is just at the base of the spine. And then just open your arms out and breathe. So we're going to end class in this posture. It's called supported bridge. It's just a nice opening for all the work we did. So now, as you stay here, remember this is when everything assimilates into your tissues. So we want to stay in this resting pose for a few minutes, just so that everything settles down, the body starts to make use of this. Now, if this posture doesn't feel good to you, by all means, take it out. Straight legs, knees bent, whatever feels good to you. I suggested this because it opens your abdomen, but if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. So close your eyes, feel where your body's supported. You can even use a pillow under here. You don't have to use a block or a bolster or something. So I want you to inhale into the belly and then soften as you exhale. This also, when we were in that boat pose, our hips were flexed. So this is opening your hips too. So it's a good one for the practice that we just did. So breathing in and breathing out. Keep breathing like that. Breathe into the belly all the way around. See if you can even feel the breath onto that block in the low back or into the sacrum area. Couple more breaths. As if you're stretching your body from the inside out, which you are. Now, remember, when we move, we want to keep our core engaged. So gentle drawing of the navel in and up gently, and then ASIS together before we lift our hips. So we want to stabilize our lower back using our core, and then we bring our hips to the floor. And you can bring your knees in if you want, rock side to side. You can come into happy baby pose and rock side to side, whatever feels good to you right now. And then bend your knees, rock to one side, stay here for a couple breaths. Keep the top arm right in front of your shoulder. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's press ourselves up. Come to seated, whatever's comfortable for you. And bring your hands to your heart. So thank you for joining me today. That was just a quick workout for our whole transverse abdominis and our core area, which keep our back strong and keep our posture straight. So thank you for joining me. I wish you a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.